Welcome to the Sunset Archon channel, where we aspire to game from night to first light. And today we'll be playing Genshin Impact version 4.4. We have 3 days remaining until Genshin Impact 4.5 maintenance. But before we go any further, a moment of silence for Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball. Thank you very much. Personally, I started watching Dragon Ball from the very beginning of the series. From the original Dragon Ball anime all the way to Z, even into GT. And then a few years later I found out about Dragon Ball Z Kai and decided to rewatch that in its entirety, and within the last few years I've actually gone back to read the manga from start to finish. And let me tell you, actually going back and seeing some of his work, it made me realize just how many of the games I've played and also the other media I have watched and witnessed were actually inspired by his artwork. He truly had an influence on manga, anime, and video games, and he will be missed. So we have quite a bit on our schedule for today, including the end of the Hilinigmatic terrain event. Going to be doing some Spiral Abyss experimentation.
Serves no purpose whatsoever.
And also farming for Ascension materials in preparation for version 4.5. And since I happened to last log out right in front of the Icewind Suite, we can take care of that now.
Shine down! Torn to oblivion! There is no escape!
Hello, Stay, and welcome back. Alright, we finally have enough of the Artifice Spare Clockwork component Capellia. We only needed 48 of them. That is the general number of boss materials you need to fully ascend a character. Alright. Now, where is the third entry? I gotta say, I am...
The wind rises.
I'm really loving this Hilichurl event. I mean, we haven't gotten a new one since the last Hilichurl language event, which was, I think, 2 years ago.
Too slow.
You'd think we would have gotten a new one once we made it to Sumeru, but no. Alright. Let the stealth mission begin. The goal is over there. Excellent progress. Perfection. Didn't even get detected once. And the name of that challenge was Latamovo Mosi Yo-Yo. Again, I gotta be careful with the pronunciation when it comes to Hilichurlian events. Otherwise, YouTube's text-to-speech detector may think I am saying some form of profanity that should not be said. Alright. Next is La La La. Though you can't tell how this works, it seems that the mystifying Megachurl has also learned to use wind currents, making it a tough customer and not to be underestimated. Yeah, as you can see in the first bout, it dared to fight me in the realm of Sunsetia. I just wish that they would let me take pictures in this domain. But no, the camera doesn't work in these domains. Yes, classic YouTube captions. There are 3 things you do not mess around with. And that is YouTube captions, Nintendo copyright, and Square Enix music copyright. You do not mess with those 3. If you are the type to just pop into my streams just for a quick second to see what's going on, and you take anything away from it, that is the one important thing. Don't mess with those 3. The mystifying Megachurl has come up with a way to summon the winds and generate large wind currents in the domain. When it is generating wind currents, use shockwaves from plunging attacks to more easily defeat the Megachurl.
Shine down.
Quake! Order guide you!
Inazuma shines eternal! There is no escape! Strike a pose!
I will have order!
This may hurt a little. Shine down!
Stabilize!
Let the world collide! Torn to oblivion!
Yeah, pretty hard to compete with Musa no Hidetachi plunging attack. Now just one more. For this, we have to defeat the mystifying Mega Churl, use unique characteristics of the battlefield and your opponent to knock the mystifying Mega Churl down, and complete it within 3 minutes. The mystifying Mega Churl is somehow getting stronger as you fight, and has gained control over various divine ingenuity domain features. Best to win quick and snap it out of its delusions. It's not healthy for a Hilichurl to huddle hidden while its homies having fun, awaiting affront and affray. Long story short, this Mega Churl once again dares to fight me in the realm of Sunsetia. The mystifying Mega Churl has mastered every trick available in the domain, nimbly adapt to the situation and counter its moves to defeat this strange opponent.
Order guide!
Yoo-hoo! Committed to memory! Illusion shattered! This may hurt a little. Strike a pose! There is no escape!
Solidify!
Illusion shattered! Inazuma shines eternal! Shower me with the... Shine down! Torn to oblivion!
Stabilize! I will have order!
Illusion shattered! Inazuma shines eternal!
In the end, the cause of death was Sunsetia. What a fitting way to end that. And our reward: the Mega Mystifying Samachurl statue. A unique statue discovered during the journey through Hilinigmatic terrain. And that has the same shape as the statue that suddenly appeared in Gadaupa Gorge. Indeed, it is that mystifying Mega Churl that has left you confused about its origin, unable to understand its objective, and otherwise confuzzled. Perhaps the next time you visit the Divine Ingenuity domain, you will have the chance to meet this unique Hilichurl once more. Wait a minute. Where does it actually list this? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I did get it. Alright, next up is the Overflow Mastery. And we're pretty low on philosophies of light. All characters in your party gain electro damage bonus. Inside this challenge is an electro crystal fruit. And nascent electro pearls will emerge at intervals. After obtaining nascent electro pearls, a character's normal attack, charge attack, plunging attack, elemental skill damage, and elemental burst will deal falling thunder upon hitting enemies, dealing electro damage. Oh, well, if it's for Chiori, then it falls under our original goal anyway.
Everyone hold hands. Shine down. Strike a pose.
Another solidify. This is order.
There is no escape. I see everything.
Pick the wrong test subject. Pick the wrong test subject.
Hello. 6. I am currently AR-49, so it'll be a bit it won't be possible to join my world.
Everyone hold hands.
Another test subject.
Shine down. Showing you the...
Order guide you.
Now you shall perish. Hey!
Picked the wrong test subject. Picked the wrong test subject. Picked the wrong test subject.
I'm gonna make a mental note of this specific domain, and one of these days I'm just going to make a remix of those guys saying I picked the wrong test subject. I'm slowly trying to make more original stuff, and that is definitely going to be on the list.
Gather.
Torn to oblivion. There is no escape. Under. Oh. Everyone hold hands.
Picked the wrong test subject.
Alright, we've used up everything we can get from the Mastery Overflow. Well, let's see what else we can get from Condensed Resin. Just one. Because we still need to do a bit more artifact hunting.
Hey,
Another. Let me try my.
illusion shattered. Shower me with praise.
I will have order.
Inazuma shines eternal. There is no escape.
The wrong test
Freeze.
Picked the wrong test. Picked the wrong test subject.
Alright. Next up is an experiment with the Spiral Abyss. And after the last Spiral Abyss stream, I had actually, finally, achieved 36 stars. Which is wonderful. But now, I want to try to do it a little bit better. The way I originally did it was I had, on my second team, fighting all of the bosses, the Ruined Serpent, the Sedequenu, and the Eon Blight Drake. I had the combination of Navia, Farina, Raiden Shogun, and Nahida to just do constant Hyper Bloom damage. And when the Eon Blight Drake just fell to the ground, just keep aiming for the eye. Now, the only problem with this strategy with Eon Blight is when it's flying, basically you have to leave almost everything up to Farina's entourage. And sometimes, with the cooldown in place, you can get a shot in with Nahida's elemental skill. And then the passive damage from the Raiden Shogun's elemental skill just creates a constant feedback loop of Hyper Bloom damage. The problem with that is the trigger, because it is in regular intervals that Farina's entourage deals hydro damage. It's not constant. So in order to do constant damage, I would need someone with... I would either need an archer to constantly aim at them, which kind of defeats the purpose because everyone is actually doing their job. So, instead of an archer, I'm going to use the next best thing to aim for the Eon Blight. Yanfei. Because Yanfei's aiming is just that good. But we're going to see if it's enough to be able to reach the Eon Blight. But to do that, we need to survive to that point. So, let's see if we can make that happen. So my original first half set strategy was Kazuha, Ayato, Kushing, and Tainari. But with this, now Raiden Shogun is free, so we'll add her to the first team. Now let's see how we fare.
One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn.
A depth beckon.
Shine down.
Yeah. I hear everything. It's fine.
Now you shall perish. Illusion shattered.
As one with wind and cloud. And shroud. I'll uproot you.
Shine down.
Kamisato art. Suiyu.
Fallen leaves.
Adorn.
Inazuma shines eternal. Illusion shattered.
One with the force. Let's nip that in the bud. Into the wind.
Cascade.
Oh! And shroud. I've not finished my research.
Alright, that didn't go so well. The goal is for everyone to survive.
A depth beckon.
Clouds high. The bird.
There is no escape.
One with the forest. I hear everything.
Now you shall perish. Shine down.
One with nature. Can't see? I'll uproot you!
Illusion shattered. Shine down.
And shroud!
Alright, here we go.
Time to go.
Kamisato art. Suiyu.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my...
There is no escape.
Can't see? I hear everything.
Inazuma shines eternal.
One thing after another. I'll uproot you! Into the wind.
Illusion shattered.
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
There is no escape.
One with the forest. Let's nip that in the bud.
Alright. Managed to survive this time. Here we go.
Motion to compel. A proper send-down from the Steenalith love. Inadmissible evidence. Incinerate. Strike a pose. Let my name echo in song. Coming at you. Boom! A proper send-down from the... Take yourself a move. Fire! Well, with rocks. Time for your arraignment!
Well, I survived. Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually gone back underground to fight the ruined serpent, too.
Your journey ends.
Just target practice.
Your sacrifice is ready.
Can't see? Where do you think? One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Now you shall perish!
Goodbye.
Be still.
Coming was foretold.
Dance with me into the eternal
Clouds
oasis!
high. The birds.
Be a good
The depths beckon.
One with the forest.
bound as one, like a dungeon.
I hear everything. One with nature.
Inazuma shines eternal!
I'll be completely honest, I didn't see a single thing of what just happened.
Strike a pose! Ah, stop that! This may hurt a little. Hey there! Hey there! The show begins! The Temple of Wisdom! Boom boom! Everyone hold hands! Ah!
Here we go.
Motion to compare. Hey! Shower me with praise! Hey there! Hey there! Fire! Well, with rocks. Hey there! Boom boom! Grow, grow, grow! Yoo-hoo! Motion to compel! Hey there! Hiya!
Yeah, we're not getting the same level of damage
A proper send
without riding on this team.
How brilliant! Boom boom! This may hurt a little. Wrap up the flame. Motion to compel. Hiya! Shower me with praise! Incinerate! Coming at ya! Fire!
But at least it's a strategy I can survive with.
Yoo-hoo! Motion to compel! Boom boom! Incinerate! Commit to memory! Let the world collide! Time for your arraignment!
All right.
Cascade.
Illusion shattered. And shroud. I'll uproot you. The wind knows me. Fallen leaves adorn.
Be still.
Can't see. Let's nip that in the bud. One with nature.
Mind the deluge.
There is no escape. One with the forest. I hear everything. Time to go. The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud. Shine down. And shroud. Let's nip that in the bud. Now you shall perish. There is no escape. Can't see? I hear everything.
Alright, we've made it to the official test site. 3, 2, 1.
This way. Strike a pose. Motion to compel. Hey there. Hiya. Ah.
Yes!
Boom. Fire! Well, with rocks. Yoo-hoo! Motion to compel.
There we go.
Commit to memory. Coming at ya. Now from boom. Inadmissible evidence. A proper send-off. From the scene of hey there. This may bring a limit. Watch out. Coming at ya. A proper send-off. From this insolent law.
Okay. So I need to be able to both collect the elemental shards and create them fast enough.
One with nature. Shine down. One with the forest. I'll uproot you. The wind knows me. Clouds hide. The birds. There is no escape. I hear everything.
Cascade.
I'll uproot you. One with nature. Fallen leaves adorn. Illusion shattered. Inazuma shines eternal. There is no escape. I hear everything. Time to go. The wind knows me.
Alright, the first team is working phenomenally.
Strike a pose. Hey there. Fire! Well. Hey ya! Ha ha! Ha! Ja! 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 Ha! Ja! Ah!
There we go.
Watch out! Everyone hold hands!
Oh! Alright.
Ja! Ja! Hey! Everyone hold hands! Boom boom! Ja! Hey there! Cha! Ha! Coming at ya! Ah! Attack! Yoo-hoo! Let my name echo in sun! Ha! Coming at ya! Time for your arraignment! Committed to memory! Sharing my knowledge! Coming at ya! Fire! Well, with rocks. I see everything! Strike a pose!
Oh, that's not good. At some point, Nahida died.
May I present? Coming at ya!
Oh!
A proper send-off from Messina with love. Ah. Coming at ya! Let the world collide! Hey there! Ha! Cha! Ha! Oh, brilliant! Boom boom! Ja! Ja! Hey there! Attack! That's the way. That's coming at ya. Ah. Motion to compel. Ha. Ha. Ja. Ha. Ja. 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 Ha. Ja. Ja. Boom boom! Shower me with praise! Ja, ja, ja! Inadmissible evidence! Ja, ja! Incinerate! Ha! Ja, ja,
Come on.
ja! Ja! Coming at ya!
Alright. It wasn't pretty, but we managed to get 1 star. This just shows that I need a perpetual fire source if I'm going to be playing Burgeon like that. And we are just 2 levels away from finishing the BP period. And Elena's got 1 day and 19 hours to complete it. Simple enough. Yes, I thought about the archer to shoot it down, and it would be easier if I swapped out Navi. It would be easier to shoot it down if I swapped out Navia for an archer. But at the same time, I use her for a stronger shield, and also the fact that she does crazy damage the more elemental shards she collects. So while I would be able to shoot it out of the sky faster, that would be at the cost of shielding and being able to handle it while it's on the ground. I will be constantly aiming for that eye just to keep it still.
Add Astro.
I think this is the second year that I've just been eating nothing but grilled tigerfish and stockpiling the rest of my foods. It used to be universal peace, but that got too expensive on the carrots to sustain. That's when I first realized how much food I actually eat in this game. Just to stay alive. Oh right, a random free daily food from the Fontaine prison. Yep, gotta love the Fortress of Meripede.
Quit following. Quit following me.
Add Astro. Thank you for
The wind rises.
Alright, I need to spend more fast, so... Nothing like golden crab. Golden shrimp balls, too. Perfect. One more level. To do that, really all we need to do is spend 50 original resin, beat 2 more bosses, complete 5 more domain challenges, or we could just, you know, complete 3 requests and 3 bounties. But I think the thing we're gonna do is do some trounce domains, because I also need to collect more of those materials. It won't be long before I max out Lotus Heads.
This realm is... If you ever have...
The Titan amidst the stars.
Shine down.
Hey!
I tagged it.
Strike a pose!
Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish. Shine down.
Shower me with praise!
Solidify!
I see everything!
Illusion shattered.
Hey!
That's new.
There is no escape.
Just leave her alone.
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Shine down. Torn to oblivion.
I will have order.
Strike a pose!
Now you shall perish.
I think that's the fastest I've ever taken it out. The lightless eye of the maelstrom. Nothing else, but this is good. Alright, and the last thing on our list is artifact farming. And the target artifact is the Golden Troop. Yeah, you wouldn't believe how many times I've been into this domain already, and I keep getting the other type of artifact that's here. It's just bringing back bad memories of when I was farming Thundering Fury. And I still have to go back to that.
I see everything!
is no escape.
Yoo-hoo!
Order guide
Committed to memory. Ja. 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 Ja.
Illusion shattered.
Strike a pop.
I will have order.
Ja. Oh. Ja. Ja.
I am getting used to creating a situation in which I can actually use Nahida to deal damage, at the very least. Alright, this one's good. This one's not. And hopefully that one good one gives me a good fourth substat when the time comes.
Shine down.
Shower me with praise.
Rise!
You think I didn't see that coming?
Grow, grow, grow. Hey,
There is no escape.
strike a pose.
This is order.
Ja. 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 Committed to memory.
Let me tell you, Zhongli is just perfect for this domain in that first instance. In that first instance, you put up a pillar. At the very least, you have somewhere to hide for when that giant clockwork mecha starts shooting icicles at you. See, it's all hunter artifacts.
Quake!
I see everything.
Illusion shattered.
Rise!
Yoo-hoo! Hey! Ja. Ja. Ja.
There is no escape. Ha!
I see everything. Shower me with this is trouble.
Order guide you.
Illusion shattered. Inazuma shines eternal.
Come on, give me something good. Okay, Golden Song variation. Now, if only that was attack percentage, this would be exactly what I'm looking for. But at least we're getting stuff now.
Gather!
Strike a pose.
This is order.
Let's play turn a little. Ja. 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 Ja.
Yes, because I'm trying to create a new build for Farina. As you can see,
Solidify!
Farina is already good enough for combat, but I want to make her stronger. Which means I can't compromise on the artifacts I use anymore. Alright, we got 3 5 stars this time, and 2 of them are what I'm looking for. Golden Knight's Bustle. Animo damage. So let's review some of the artifact strong boxes we have to work with. We started off simple with when they first announced this Mystic Offering feature. We started off with Gladiator's Finale and Wanderer's Troop. And that is all we had for nearly a year. Then we got a few others. Noblesse Oblige, Thundering Fury, Viridescent Venerer. This all happened around the same time we got that domain at the edge of Southern Mondstadt. Yeah, close to Southern Mondstadt and Northern Dragonspine. And I believe that had Noblesse Oblige. I could be wrong. We also now have Maiden Beloved, Archaic Petra. We will be refining a lot of Archaic Petra artifacts if we do get Chiori. Because I refuse to farm that Archaic Petra domain in Guyun Stone Forest. Even now that I have Tainari, even Farina, Raiden Shogun, and Nahida, dealing with the Ruin Hunter in that domain is still a pain. Because it almost immediately goes into its bombardment mode where it goes up into the air extra high and then just carpet bombs you. Archaic Petra is still good if you're looking for bonuses connected to crystallized reactions. So when I get a Geo character, I like to have a good set of Archaic Petra, if only as a test set, to see how they respond to it. Then I move over to another set if necessary. Then we got Crimson Witch of Flames. That domain was also a pain to farm. But now that I think about it, I haven't been to that domain since the release of Dendro. So it might be fun to actually go over there and see how we fare now that we actually have Hyperbloom. We even got the Blizzard Strayer and Heart of Depths, artifacts that are found at the very top of Dragonspine. Tenacity of the Millith and Pale Flame. Shimenawa's Reminiscence. Emblem of Severed Fate. Husk of Opulent Dreams. The Ocean-Hued Clam. Vermilion Hereafter and Echoes of an Offering. So mainly when we come here, we're just going to be focusing on Heart of Depths. Now that I'm looking at it, the Heart of Depths would actually be a pretty good set for Nouvelette. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind for those wanting Nouvelette in the next banner. We're going to be focusing on that. Archaic Petra. Maiden Beloved, if I find another healer that I'm interested in. Maybe Viridescent Venerer a little bit. I'm already satisfied with my build for Kazuha, but he can always be stronger. Definitely Thundering Fury for Kuching. And that's it. I already get enough Wanderer's Troop and Gladiator's Finale doing everything that I do. Some are good, some are bad, and those bad ones end up in Mystic Offering. But hopefully we get another update to the types of artifacts we can create through Mystic Offering. Because it looks like it only goes up to the ones we find in Inazuma. Still no Sumeru artifacts just yet. Apparently they really want to make us work for the grind of those artifacts before they add something easier. I call it easier, but in the end it's still gacha. We only need 310 more points, so... What to do? What to do? Okay. First, we're going to go loot the shops here. Then we're going to do something we don't usually do on this stream.
Swallow Fury.
Quit following me.
As of now, we have 9,211 apples. Only 788 to go before we reach 9,999. And then we go beyond the limit. As for carrots, we presently have 7,059, but we've already gone beyond the limit for carrots at least once. And for Crabro, we have 8,900 jars of the stuff. Only 1,099 to go. And you better believe I'm gonna start collecting them as soon as the reset happens on Monday. We'll buy the 30 we can from stores. And then... by then, I should have... Oh wait, I have enough. I could just put 70 Crabro into process, and it'll be ready by Monday. Then it'll just be an easy 100. Or I can just keep collecting until I hit about 400 crabs, then process the whole 100 at once. Decisions. The main point is, the journey to max out Crabro is almost over. After that, all that's left is to max out crabs. To be able to max out both of them at the same time has been quite a journey over the last 2 years. That's right, folks. For once, we're actually going to be doing some TCG stuff. Let's see. For now, let's take on Nahida. Yeah, I've been hearing that too. Honestly, we are going to be doing 2 TCG matches for the sake of the BP period. That said, I have not touched my deck since Genius Invocation TCG launched back in Sumeru. And I don't plan to make you guys suffer through while I decide what cards I want to swap out. So we are going to do all the battles in this TCG round with the same deck that I made back then. No changes. In this fight, we're fighting a Hyperbloom team.
Sure. Let's find out who's better at this game.
All right.
Just sharpen my spear.
I just created a deck that revolved around Xiangling, Fischl, and Sucrose. Okay. Come on. Yes! Now that was an excellent reroll.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
So the opponent has declared the end of their round. In that case, we begin for the end. Begin preparing for the end.
I can do it.
Come on. Yes! Excellent roll.
Committed to memory. Absorption test.
And now the swirl begins.
Absorption test.
I don't know what they're thinking, but it makes it easier for me. Alright, come on, give me some more Animo dice. I can work with this. Oh, Bloom, nice. Unfortunately, this is where it ends for you.
Animal hypostasis emulation. Absorption test.
Such is life.
I'll let you take this one. Animal test 6308. I don't... Time to switch things up a little.
You were saying.
Futile!
My research has failed. In the name of... Just as I anticipated.
I don't even have to do much in this fight.
Oz, reveal thyself!
In death, a new cycle begins.
And with that, we've acquired Nahida's card. And completed all 3 objectives.
I'll need some time to figure out where I went wrong here. Sure. Let's find out who's better at this game.
Huh, so you can't go right into the serious bout. Oh well, nothing wrong with another fight. Let's see if they choose a different route this time. What was up with that dice?
Your penance is due!
Nice and spicy. Committed to memory. I want to help.
This time I ended my turn first. She's about to be stuck in the same vicious cycle. No animo dice. Better. Eh. Let the games begin.
Absorption test.
You got nothing.
Stand clear.
Weird roll again. Come on. One more. Excellent.
Take a look at this. The Temple of Wisdom.
Not bad.
Animo test 6308.
And this is where it ends.
Absorption test.
It'll all be over soon.
Be still.
Yep, no need for that. Two for the price of one.
Animal test 6308.
Is life.
Time to switch things up a little.
I think the CPU just surrendered.
Animal test 6308.
My judgment has failed.
I'll need some time to figure out where I went wrong here.
Ah, Serious Showdown is for when you reach player level 7. Oh well, for now I'll just unlock another character card. A is worth the last invitation.
If it's only a few games, by all means.
Perfect.
I can't wait any longer!
This one might be a bit harder.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Illusion shattered!
Raiden's burst will make everyone burst ready. End phase, deal 1 electro damage. Usage is 3. Interesting. I'll have to prepare accordingly for this. The stage is set. Come on, give me something good. 7 dice.
I can do it.
And so it begins.
Absorption test.
What an interesting tactic.
Animal test 6308.
Oh, wow. You had your chance.
Flash.
One die landed on top of the other. Alright. Come on, Animo. Come on, give me Animo. Alright.
Swirl Mark 2. Absorption test.
Oh, that hurt. This roll's not getting me anywhere. Come on, Animo. And they switch to Bennett again.
Absorption test.
There's one.
This is just my... I'm quite impressed. Strike!
That's two.
Absorption test. Huh. A fierce battle.
And this is three.
Stand clear. Detached from the world.
Wipe out in a single round. Nice.
Oh, this game is truly unpredictable.
Well, I'm satisfied with the results. Ended up acquiring 2 new cards. Well, 3 if you count... Actually 4 if you count the character-specific cards. And best of all, I didn't have to change up my deck to do it.
Quit following me. Quit following me. The wind rises. Yeah. Behold!
with that, we have 406 crabs. And 2,670 star shrooms. Well, regular star shrooms anyway.
Quit following me.
This world is a dangerous place for dull blades to just fly out of sparkles on a rack. And it's not even always a weapons rack. Sometimes it's a pot that these weapons come out of.
Too slow. Quit following me. The wind rises.
I gotta say, my little jump across multiples of those warp points doesn't always go that smoothly. Sometimes the indicators would flicker, but that time was solid. Huh? They got rid of my squirrel, too. There used to just be that random squirrel that always ran across that
Quit following
box.
me.
And now it's gone.
Too slow.
You know, I never really questioned it, but what was a
Quit following
squirrel doing all the way in the rainforest anyway?
Yeah. Shit. Sir. Keep up. Oh. Sir. Keep up. One with the fort.
Alright, if we're going after crabs, can't forget Port Ormos. You can keep the fish. I already have too much.
Squall and Fury. Too slow.
And with this, we'll be making our way back to Fontaine to do those bounties. And collect the last of the BP we need. So you're invulnerable to Dendro. Which means Hyper Bloom won't really work.
You want to use my hat as an umbrella? The audacity to even make that request. The wind rises.
Actually, this could work out even with Dendro.
I'll uproot you! Behold! Cry louder! Shine down! Entrap!
The wrong test subject.
Let's nip that in the bud.
Boom! Time for your arraignment! Incinerate!
Too slow.
If only those treasure hoarders didn't interfere,
Illusion shattered!
this wouldn't have happened.
Keep up. One with the force. I'll uproot you!
Who stuffs artifacts in their mailbox? Oh, whatever. This one's invulnerable to Hydro. And has the following weakness. Takes increased damage from catalyst wielding characters.
You want to use my hat? As an umbrella? The audacity to even make that request. Quick fall. Too slow.
In this storm, it matters not if you are immune to Hydro. And I'm stuck.
I hear everything.
I forgot that existed.
Can't see?
That special glitch that locks you into aiming mode.
Shine down and shroud.
I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's handy. So I don't have to put my fingers in an awkward position just to keep up my bow, but other times it really messes with your flow.
One with the force. Yeah. I'll uproot you. Quit following me.
Illusion shattered.
Can't see? Wind rises. Yeah. Quit following me.
Invulnerable to cryo. In other words, that doesn't really affect me. But I probably have neglected my cryo characters for quite a while. Where are you? Oh, so that's the way you went.
Squall and Fury.
Alright. All 5 crystal flies acquired.
Search forth.
One of these days I'm gonna find out what is setting off the battle music.
Too slow.
There is no escape.
One with the force. Let's nip that in the bud. Bow your head.
Be gone. Inadmissible evidence.
Quickly.
Mercy. Torn to oblivion. Illusion shattered.
Behold. Can't see? I hear everything.
Winter shall eventually come.
The wind rises.
Alright, that takes care of that part. And we've reached it. Let's go at Praxis. And with that, we've reached BP level 50. But there's no harm in doing the other requests, too. Rather than leaving them hanging.
There is no
Behold!
wretched vermin.
Motion to compel. Now you shall perish.
The wind rises. One with the forest.
Alright, wiped them all out. That was weird.
Can't see?
Illusion shattered.
Squall fury.
There is no escape.
Let's see. And we're at 8,582 Quiha wood. I am looking forward to seeing how the system responds to maxed out wood with my own eyes. So the mountain that we keep hearing about in Fontanian lore is somewhere over here. And the only entry points that I see as potential entry points from what's visible are somewhere a path appearing here, a path appearing somewhere here, or if we're feeling very adventurous, we could try climbing up the waterfall. We really don't have to climb the waterfall, and going through this passage right here. It all depends, really. No honor among thieves, huh?
One with the force. Let's nip that in the bud.
Time for your arraignment!
Such a pain.
You know, I probably wouldn't have more a problem right now if I could actually sell off all of the knives that treasure hoarders have thrown at me over the years. I'm not even kidding. The amount of steel... The amount of steel they leave every time they jump me is staggering.
I'll uproot you!
Huh? Now they want 5 iron chunks.
Behold!
And that is everything. And we are only at the 2-hour mark. So let's use this moment to crack open another story quest. Let's do Baiju today.
Fury. What's your name, buddy? Are you here to buy some medicine? Where are your mom and dad?
Are you lost?
No, I'm not. My name's Ayu, and I'm here because...
Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gray. What's going on? Hi, Traveler and Paimon.
You've actually come at the perfect time. This little boy seems to have gotten himself lost. I think he must be new to the city. Probably wandered away from his parents and...
No, listen to me. I'm not the one who's lost. It's my dad.
Your dad? How does a fully grown man manage to get lost in Liyue Harbor?
Well, my dad's always been kind of forgetful. In the past, he was just a little slow to react sometimes. But I'm worried that it's getting more serious.
So, what about your mom?
She went out a few days ago to gather some herbs for my dad, but she still hasn't come back. Meanwhile, my dad's been getting worse and worse. I remembered that the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy always runs a clinic in Chingsa Village during the Lantern Ride, so I thought, why don't I take Dad to Liyue Harbor to see him there? When we got to the city gate, I took a moment to ask the Millith guards for directions to the pharmacy. And then, when I turned back around, my dad was gone. I asked the Millith guys to go find him, but he said they won't be able to send that many people. So then I figured, maybe I can ask some other people in the city to help.
You came to the right place. We're pros at finding people. Isn't that right, Traveler?
Junction can help. She has a good sense of smell, like a dog.
Hey, who's talking about me behind my back?
Chengsheng, Chi-Chi meant that as a compliment. There's no need to be upset. Hello, child. You mentioned that you were looking for the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
You have a talking snake? Oh, are you Uncle Baiju?
Uncle Baiju?
Chengsheng, now's not the time. My dear boy, could you tell me more about your father's condition, as much as you can recall?
Yes, Dr. Baiju.
I see. And your family lives near Qingse Village, you say? I visit patients there frequently, but I don't recall ever seeing you or your parents.
Uh-huh. My mom doesn't like meeting other people, especially during Lantern Rite. She always tells me to just stay at home and keep my dad company.
Is that so? Ayu, by any chance, is your mother's name Jiangli?
Whoa, yeah, it is. Do you know my mom, Dr. Baiju?
I certainly do. Gui, Chi-Chi, are there any pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment? Ayu's parents are old acquaintances of mine, so I would very much like to assist with the search. Would the two of you have time to join me?
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu that we'd help.
Oh, really? Well, that's wonderful. We are most grateful for your support.
Chi-Chi and I need to clear up the shop front first, but once that's taken care of, we'll be right out to help you with the search.
Family is very important.
Thank you. Then I'll leave you to handle the pharmacy. Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come with me and Ayu? Let's start by talking to the Millilith guards at the city gates, see if they have an update.
His family. We have to find them.
Can you believe that little boy brought his father all this way to see the doctor? Oh, what a remarkable child. I didn't even know how to buy medicine by myself when I was his age.
Behold!
Quit following me.
We searched to the north, but couldn't find anyone who matched the description.
Well, that complicates things. The city folks say there's no sign of him either. We need to start looking further afield. But where are we gonna get the people?
Excuse me, sirs. Have you found out anything about my dad yet?
Ah, hey there, buddy. Dr. Baiju. What brings you out this way?
The boy asked for our help, so we're here to join the search. Any new developments to update us on?
Oh, thank goodness. We were just discussing how we're running out of manpower. As for updates, I'm sorry to say that we've searched the surrounding area thoroughly, but didn't find anything.
The guards at the crossing up ahead said they hadn't seen anyone either, so we don't believe he was heading towards the Guili Plains. But it is possible that he was bound for Luhua Pool.
Luhua Pool? The terrain there can be tricky to navigate. Let's hope he hasn't run into any trouble.
You will? Oh, great. We can't thank you enough.
Sorry we weren't able to find your dad, buddy.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
I'm afraid we have to stay at our posts, so we won't be able to join you in the search.
following me. Squall and Fury. Hup.
Dad! Dad, can you hear me?
There's somebody. Oh no! It's. Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further! Watch where you're going! Oh, dear customer, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but you needn't hasten the inevitable. Are you all right? Huh?
Dad!
Hey, Hu Tao! My, who do we have here? It's the Traveler in Paimon, and... my worst nightmare. I see she still hasn't warmed to you.
Thank you, Director Hu, for saving this man.
Dad, are you okay? Do you recognize me? It's me, Ayu.
You're... Ayu? Who am I?
Your name is Jia Liang, and you live just west of Qingsa Village. You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor, remember? Does that jog your memory?
Oh, my name is Jia Liang. Liyue Harbor. See the doctor? Yes, I'm Jia Liang, and I need to see the doctor. Wait, why do I need to see the doctor?
Uh-oh. He seems in really bad shape. We need to get him back to Boo Boo Pharmacy right away! Sorry, Hu Tao. Gotta dash. Dinner's on us next time. Hold on a second. You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Boo Boo Pharmacy in this state, are you? Huh? Why not? What's the problem? Come on, Baizhu. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it. Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs? Why do I get the sense that you spotted them right away, but you're planning to use it for your own ends? Use what? What are you talking about? Paimon's lost.
There are traces of god remains in Jia Liang's system.
Yes, but more importantly, they're on the verge of an outburst. If that happens, the consequences will be unthinkable. Paimon, sorry, what?
God remains? There's no need to worry, Director Hu. I have methods of keeping them at bay. It is the sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. What reason would I have to neglect a patient in need who is right there in front of me? Besides, it was my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of respect for him, you could give me a day's grace so that I have time to treat him?
Now you're bringing my great-uncle into this? Baizhu, just what are you planning this time?
Merely to cure this man, nothing more. But of course, if you have any doubt as to my intentions, you are more than welcome to accompany me to Boo Boo Pharmacy and monitor my activities.
Oh, really? I thought I was persona non grata at Boo Boo Pharmacy. You're being unusually generous today. Okay, deal. We're not gonna solve anything by keeping Jia Liang here. I'm happy to do it your way, but only for my great-uncle's sake, and the Traveler's, of course. You must be pleased you brought the Traveler along. Otherwise, this would have been a much more vexing ordeal.
Well, time is of the essence. Let's get ourselves back to Boo Boo Pharmacy at once. blockages within the cardiovascular system, reduced blood flow and energy circulation? I see. I suppose this must have caused the cognitive abnormalities.
Dr. Baizhu, how bad is it? Can you cure him?
Don't you worry. Baiju's a really great doctor. He's sure to find a way. Isn't that right, Baizhu?
Ayu, do you know when your father first started displaying these symptoms?
I'm not sure. He's been like this for as long as I can remember. But it wasn't as bad as this when I was still little.
So it's been a long time indeed. No, I have a treatment plan in mind. We can start tonight. Come and see me again tomorrow morning. I promise that by then, Ayu will find his father healthy and lucid again.
Thank you, Dr. Baizhu. Thank you so much.
If you still have any misgivings, Director Hu, please feel free to hang around for as long as you wish.
However, it would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able to focus when treating a patient. Any distractions heighten the risk of complications.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something. But I will be back in an instant at the first sign that something's amiss.
See you tomorrow, Baizhu and Changcheng.
Bye for now, everyone.
Are you ready, Baizhu?
Ready as I'll ever be. I'm used to it by now. Come on, let's get started.
All's well that ends well, huh? You know, Paimon's kind of curious after hearing Baizhu mention those people from his past. What do you think they were like? Yeah, you must be curious too, right? Let's go see what we can find out while Baiju's busy treating Ayu's dad.
Behold!
While I'm idling time on admiring the scenery, the spectacled snake-bedecked docs doing surgery. Hello, you busy bees, and what do you have to discuss with the funeral director today? Actually, don't tell me. Let me guess. From the looks on your faces, you've got some questions for me.
Guilty as charged. So, we were just a little curious about Baiju's master. What was he like? Oh, and also, how come you and Baizhu could tell so quickly that Jia Liang had god remains in his system?
Huh? I thought I told you once before. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first founded to fight back against the vengeful wrath of gods defeated in war. Well, it is a dusty old tale by this point. Long story short, in the ancient world, dead gods were acting up, so our ancestors started purifying the air and burning the bodies of the deceased to guard the border between life and death. These days, we don't deal with the wrath of the gods anymore, but all the relevant know-how is still passed down to each generation, so we can identify gods' remains when we see them.
Okay, Paimon gets it now. Wait, so how did Baizhu learn to spot them?
Almost certainly from his master, who was also my great-uncle. Baiju's master was my grandpa's younger brother, a former deputy director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Wow, fancy that! Huh. So, if he was from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, how did he end up as Baiju's master?
According to my grandpa, he and my great-uncle once went traveling together when they were young. They ended up at Chenyu Vale, where they met a pharmacist. That pharmacist must have cast some sort of spell on my great-uncle. Because after that encounter, he suddenly announced he wanted to leave the family business and go practice medicine instead. My grandpa had a huge argument with him, but he couldn't convince him to stay. So my grandpa inherited the funeral parlor, while my great-uncle stayed in Chenyu Vale to practice medicine. They never spoke to each other again.
Funeral director to doctor is a pretty big career change. Kinda hard to imagine. But why did it drive a wedge between them for the rest of their lives? That seems a bit extreme.
If he had just become a regular doctor, there would have been no issue. After all, the Wangsheng funeral parlor wasn't unlike a regular doctor's clinic in the early days. But according to my grandpa, the pharmacist they met had a very ominous aura about him. And on top of that, the kind of medicine practiced in the Chenyu Vale tradition goes against the natural order of things.
In what way?
Don't know. My grandpa didn't know the specifics. And you've seen how wary Baizhu is around me. He'd never tell me anything. But even that says to me that he definitely has something to hide. One thing I do know about Baizhu is that he's obsessed with the idea of immortality. But whether that has anything to do with what he's hiding is hard to say. Anyway, so I will be sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally figure out what he's up to.
After all that, it seems like we have more questions than answers. Never mind. We'll just have to ask Baizhu himself about all of this tomorrow.
Oh, while you're here, have either of you seen Chi-Chi around? It's not every day I get to infiltrate Baizhu's lair, but alas, I didn't catch a single glimpse of her anywhere. Aha! What if Baizhu knew I'd be on the lookout for her and hid her away in advance?
Nailed it.
You think I've got a sharp tongue?
It's a new day! Let's go back to Boo Boo Pharmacy and check out how Jia Liang is doing.
Dad!
Oh, are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Yes, I remember now. Oh, are you? I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick. Has your mom shown up yet? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to help us look for her. And Dr. Baizhu's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Baizhu.
My pleasure, really. It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying wish. If anything, I should be apologizing to you for not making the time to visit in all these years.
Not at all, Dr. Baizhu. It's only because Jiang Li... What was her reason again?
You're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for at least the next few days.
Director Hu, do you have any further reservations about Jia Liang's condition?
It seems like the evil presence is gone after all. You really did manage to suppress it, huh? How did you accomplish this in a single night?
That would be a trade secret, I'm afraid. If that gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jialiang for as long as you wish. Though I regret to say that Bubu Pharmacy cannot offer to reimburse Wangsheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Oh, come on, Baiju. I'm not that unreasonable.
Ah.
I've been stuck indoors for too long. Baiju, take me outside for some air, or I'm going to suffocate.
Ah, yes, of course. Everyone, please excuse Changsheng and myself for a moment.
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry state you're in by now. But in any case, why must you keep this a secret from everybody? You should at least share your secret with one person you trust.
Who's there?
Ah!
Why did you follow us here? Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
What did I just say about putting on a brave face? Traveler, Paimon, the truth is, Baiju did not cure Jialiang's illness. Instead, he transferred some of his own life force to his patient to temporarily subdue the poison in his system. Baiju, can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients. I believe the irregularities with Jialiang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient. The poison has not been purged from Jialiang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Changsheng as the delivery medium. This will suppress the poison's effects for a limited time.
Changsheng? You can do that? Huh. Paimon always thought you were just Baiju's strange choice of a necklace. Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin. I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text. Whoa. Guess you shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
Please, that's enough.
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods. So, when you transfer your life force, does that mean you're actually damaging your own body?
Hardly. Changsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. We must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body. And soon. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? He needs someone checking up on him, or he'll exhaust himself trying to accomplish everything on his own. Baiju, don't you think you should seize this opportunity? You cannot expect to hide this from everyone for your entire life.
Time will see that all secrets surface eventually.
Entire life. Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
Huh. Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you. But there's no need to thank us. You've helped us out before.
The poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged period. I think I should pay a visit to their family home and look for clues as to how he might have been exposed to it. Yes, I asked Ayu this morning before you arrived. He told me that his family lives in a secluded spot to the west of Qingsa village. Let's head there together once I've asked Gui and Chi-Chi to look after the pharmacy. As well as investigating Jia Liang's exposure to the poison, we should also keep an eye out for Ayu's missing mother, my fellow disciple Jiang Li.
She's finally gone. She's gone for good now, right? Right?
Are you heading out now, Dr. Baiju?
Yes. While I'm gone, I leave Boo Boo Pharmacy in your and Chi-Chi's capable hands.
Rest assured, the moment anything comes up that you should know about, I'll inform you immediately.
Quit following me. Squall Fury.
You're so happy just to see the sun again. How childish.
Whoa! There's a house all the way out here? Huh. It's so well hidden, Paimon's never noticed it before.
I'll be honest, I've never noticed this house either.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Qingsa village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jiang Li was trying to remain unnoticed.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped our minds in the rush to get here. Could you tell us more about Jiang Li? You said she was your fellow disciple, right?
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale. She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang.
Wait, Changxiang, are you saying neither of you had actually met Jialiang or Ayu before all of this?
Jiang Li did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family. The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that. It almost seemed as if she'd gone into hiding.
Quarrel? What happened?
I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiang Li or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
Oh, so that's why you went to such extreme lengths to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him. My decision would have remained the same.
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Baiju. put you down as the sneaky, scheming type. Sorry.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions? You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon. Sometimes even the good guys have their own private agenda.
What the? Okay, that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Let's leave the idle chatter there for now. Jiang Li has lived in this house for many years. There must be something here that can shed a little light on this whole situation. Let's split up. But if anyone finds anything, we'll examine it together.
Several faint marks can be seen on the pillar. Maybe it was used to record Ayu's height as he grew up. There's some faded writing near the bottom mark. The more quickly Ayu grows up, the sooner can leave. Judging by the number of marks on the pillar, the family has led a secluded existence here for many, many years. The firewood is neatly stacked, and the logs were cut with great power and precision. Whoever chopped the firewood must have been physically fit. Some logs at the bottom of the pile have begun to rot. It must have been a while since any new wood had been added to the pile. Some roof tiles broke. Mom and I tried to get up and take a look, but we didn't manage. Luckily, Dad was able to fix them in no time. The dinner table was a bit wobbly today when we sat down to eat. Dad tried to fix it, but ended up breaking one of the legs by accident. Dad's forgetting things again. I'll have to write it all down for now, and read it back to him when he's feeling a bit better.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick! What is this?
Chung Sheng and I found a hidden compartment. This is what was hidden inside.
God remains?
You sense it too? You're right. This is a poison concocted using God remains. Is it? Breathing? Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
No, your eyes do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in this bottle is alive. Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances. If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
Offshoots? So, the main body is somewhere else?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
The call of the... Wait. So, back when Jialiang ran off, maybe that explains where he was heading!
Only one thing could have been drawing him there. The source of the God remains used as the poison's key ingredient, the mother lode.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison Jialiang? Hey, why has everyone gone quiet all of a sudden? Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one who concocted it is likely a resident of the house. You mean Xiaoliang? Why would he poison himself? Think a little harder, Paimon. Someone else who lives here, and who might have expertise in crafting drugs. Huh? So you're saying... it was Jiang Li? Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either! Why would she poison her own husband?
I agree. It makes little sense. Jiang Li does not strike me as the kind of person who would do such a thing.
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of Liyue have the ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
It's too early to draw any conclusions. We should question Jia Liang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery. Yes. According to the origins and symptoms of diseases, the minor loads will disappear if the mother load is purged. So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains, the poison will leave Jia Liang's system without the need for any further treatment. Do you know anything about god remains in Qingsa village?
Even the history books have no record of this. The only ones who'll know anything are those old fogies who have been hanging around here since the beginning of time. Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this? Well,
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa, what? After a contract? Share life force? Sounds like some pretty spooky sorcery if you ask Paimon. Hey, plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach. Stronger and healthier? Wow, that's amazing! Baizhu, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few days.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Temperament? Hey! What are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face? Ugh, Paimon's mad! You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you! Baizhu, you're Mannequin Man! Changsheng, you're just a pain in the neck! This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
With how antisocial they are? If it were up to them, they'd go their whole lives without showing their faces to the common folk. What?
Seems you're as well connected as they say, Traveler. We are truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
You called?
Gets Paimon every time. Are all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Baizhu of Boo Pharmacy. I do believe I've had the pleasure before. The Lantern Rite, when we met briefly, I was unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me? So someone has been concocting demonic poison. Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety. It is lamentable. I now know what you seek. It is true that a god's remains are buried beneath the foundations of Qingce village. A vile monster known as the Che once wrought havoc over this land, before it was subdued by Rex Lapis. The land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. Qingce village was founded sometime after that. The seal is still mostly intact. If the Che is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground. However, its aura is faint and barely detectable. You will need to investigate further to identify the location of the leak. I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary. But when demonic forces are involved, things can spiral out of control. If that happens, be sure to call my name again. Nothing. I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
What a strange Adeptus. Rather different from the way I remember them. That's Shell for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info to go off of.
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb-gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Master, there's a problem.
Gwei? Did you run all the way from Boo Boo Pharmacy?
What happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me everything.
It's Jiaoliang. He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Already? How? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy now!
Honestly, I am impressed we made it here so quickly. That guy could probably run a marathon. Okay, so yeah, that explains why I haven't come over here before.
And Shroud!
I'm normally focused on these guys. And then I get further distracted by the bamboo. Where are you? Oh, wow. All right.
Keep up.
Actually, now that I think about it. What else do I need to fully ascend New Vale? Ah, the Fontamer Unihorn and The Lumatoil. I still need 54 more of those. Alright, thank you for stopping by, Noob Slayer. Or is it Lieutenant Noob Slayer? Apologies if I got your name wrong.
Dad, what's wrong? Dad?
Don't be scared. Dr. Baishu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Baishu, you're back! My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started coughing up blood. Now he can't even get a full word out anymore.
When Gui left, he was still conscious. But now...
Gui, please take Jialiang to the back room and prepare for treatment.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
Baishu's not gonna use Changsheng's secret art again, is he? Is there really no other way to save Jialiang?
Oh, please don't worry. Dr. Baishu will find a way.
But...
If you...
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual. Wait, where's Dr. Baishu? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiangli once we find her. Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts yet?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'll go check with them again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jialiang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventurers Guild.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baishu in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Baishu hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he... Huh? Hey, wait up!
Huh?
You're finally awake? That was far too risky, even with me here to help you balance your chi.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something. Jiangli's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
So, how much longer do you think Baishu's gonna nap for? They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
All right.
Surely he hasn't. There's no way he could have just... Who's talking behind our backs again? Ah! Baizu! Changsheng!
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But, with Changsheng's help, I will recover in time.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday. Why did he need more life-saving treatment again so soon?
I made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment, and as a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical condition. Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at risk of coughing up blood and fainting, and in the longer term, causes irreversible damage to the internal organs. Though it was created from god remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed, and the poison accumulated in his system, it began to impact his cognition. Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiangli had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy, or he could have still perished at any moment.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around, because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jiangli has exposed herself to them. I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jialiang's life, Jiangli has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
I never suspected that even Jiangli would turn to the same path as so many others over the years. Perhaps this is the inevitable course of fate. To sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible, whatever the cost may be.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind. In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be to get ourselves back to Qingsa village and find out where Jiangli is. Her regular exposure to god remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days, I am fearing the worst.
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Baiju.
It's Jialiang! Don't tell Paimon you overheard everything already.
Dr. Baiju, please let me come with you. You've already done so much for my family. I can no longer just sit here and watch while you put yourself at risk for Jiangli's sake. After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way in the first place. I know I won't be of much help in battle, but at the very least, I can show you the way. I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes to gather her herbs. I'm sure I'll remember. I have to remember.
careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress levels will rise, putting further pressure on your heart. For your own safety, you should stay here and rest.
No! We're out of time! We have to go now. Right now. Before I forget everything again.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
I never expected to live this long in the first place. My death is already long overdue. So why should I fear it? There's only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget her again before we manage to find her.
Very well. Then follow me.
Dr. Baiju, are you heading out again?
Yes. This could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the 3rd and 5th compartments of my medicine cabinet. I hope it works.
Dr. Baiju, do you mean...
Hop to it now. And remember to be careful with the cauldron this time. You don't want to burn yourself again.
Okay.
Stabilize!
Safety first. As I said, safety first.
That strange feeling is back. It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
The Motherlode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source? Or because the leakage of Che blood is growing more severe? Jialiang, can you sense which direction the source is in?
I think it's... this way. Yes, I'm sure of it. I feel a dull ache in my heart. This must be the way. This place feels familiar. I think I've been here before.
There is an inauspicious presence here. Even I can sense it.
I think I remember this place.
Jialiang, are you okay? Maybe you should rest here while we continue the search.
No, I have to keep going. Jiangli is still waiting for me. Then let's hurry.
The recommended elements are Dendro and Geo. Let the games begin.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. Who knows what we're gonna find up ahead?
The digging marks here appear amateur and rather old. I suspect it is a thieves' tunnel.
A thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before. Maybe it was the treasure hoarders that dug this tunnel.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without even stopping to pack up their tools?
I remember now. She took me here once and told me that she'd found a way to save me in this cave. But she said that the method would cause me to, curses. Why can't I remember what she said?
Easy, Jialiang. Come on, let's keep going.
The doctor was stealing.
A bitter pill to swallow.
There is no escape.
I see everything. Shower me with praise. Whoa, there's a sensor here. Those treasure hoarders sure made themselves at home.
I believe this sensor was used to burn a monster-repelling incense.
A monster repelling incense? You sure? 'Cause we did run into that group of monsters just now.
The incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now were enticed here by some entity deeper inside the cave. No doubt an encounter with the very same entity was what prompted the treasure hoarders to flee and abandon their designs on this cave. After them, Jiang Li was the next person to discover this place and what lies inside. But to her, it presented an opportunity to save Jia Liang's life, albeit as a last resort.
That's right. This sensor, it belongs to Jiang Li. Yes, this was the place. This is where I told Jiang Li to give me the poison. I'm fine. Let's keep going. I can feel it. She is right below us, waiting for me. I can feel it. We're getting close. We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
From the looks of it, the energy released by this mechanism can not only clear barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we can make use of.
Doesn't see any barrier-breaking mechanisms around here. There are tracks here, and it looks like they're connected to something. Shall we follow it and see where it takes us?
Shine down!
Yeah! Yeah! Za! Ka! Ra! Fa! Za! Fa! Za! Ka! Yeah! Ta! Fa! Seems like an emergency. Za! Fa!
When I first started Genshin Impact, I always wanted to find the Cha, thinking it was part of just some world quest. And now we're searching for it in the story quest. Literally 4 years later. Or 3 years and some change.
Zhongli!
Look out! There's a monster next to her!
The god remains must have lured them here. Watch my back. Mind the side effects. Taking a turn for the better.
Dr. Baiju, how serious is it? Is she...
I can still feel a pulse, but her condition is quite grave. The god remains here are encroaching on her cognition, much as the poison in your system did to you. If we don't eliminate it soon, then even if we save her life, I fear that she may never wake up again.
Then, what are we waiting for? Let's destroy the remains right away! It's not as simple as that. Don't you remember what Baiju said? The poison within Jialiang's body is inextricably linked to the god remains here. If the source is purged, the poison in his system will stop having any effect. And the poison within Jialiang's body is keeping his heart condition under control. So, if it stops working... Oh no. Are you saying...
Indeed. If the god remains here are purged, then your life will come to an end.
I wondered when this day might come.
Wait! But we've all been working our butts off to save Jialiang's life! After all that, we can't just give up on him! Baiju, you're a great doctor! Surely you gotta know of some other way we can save him, right?
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time. As for Jiang Li, maybe if we put our heads together, we can think of something?
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct your medicine for you, right up until the moment when she lost consciousness. Maybe it's her greatest wish that you will continue to take it and live.
Dr. Baiju, give it to me straight. How long does Jiang Li have?
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary circumstances, I would give her less than 3 days. But if I were to treat her using a secret art...
But what would be the point of that? Dr. Baiju, I'm all too aware of the dangers of god remains. You are not the first to mention it to me. If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiang Li have to keep risking her life to make my medicine for me, but I would have to live with the looming threat of these remains breaking out and wreaking havoc not just upon me, but my entire family. I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago. The fact that I've been around to see how you grow up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis. If my choice can bring Jiang Li back, then even if I die...
Jialiang...
After cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted to life. Traveler, Dr. Baiju, could I have another minute with my wife? I just want to have one final moment together. Just a moment, that's all.
Of course.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry that I won't be able to repay your kindness in this life.
Jialiang... Baiju, Changsheng... Is there really nothing else you can do?
I am sure that over the years, Jiang Li will have tried all the conventional methods known to humankind. As for less conventional methods, I have little expertise besides Changsheng's secret art.
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out. If it were so easy to combat the natural processes of aging and death, Jiang Li would not have had to resort to unnatural methods. What a crazy situation! Jiang Li risked it all to save Jialiang's life, and now Jialiang has to sacrifice himself to save Jiang Li! What's the point of it all?
I've seen many final farewells in my time, but I can never get used to it.
In the human realm, all things must come to an end. Is it not a fitting end to die for a worthy cause? At least, that's what generations of masters before you have always believed.
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I think of those who would willingly sacrifice themselves for others, I cannot help but think that theirs are the lives least deserving of death.
When all this began, we agreed that once Ayu was old enough to help you gather herbs, it would be time for me to go. If you could only see him now. He took me all the way to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. And he even got the Adventurers Guild to search for you. So, I know that you'll both be okay without me. I've said my goodbyes. My time has come. Do what you must.
As you wish.
It will eat away at both your cognition and your memories. In the end, you'll become little more than a shadow of your true self.
I'll take it. At the very least, it will allow me to stay with you and watch Ayu grow up.
Mom, something's really wrong with Dad. Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather some medicinal herbs right away. I promise you, nothing will happen to our family.
Why would these memories come to mind now? The longer we live, the tighter we cling to what we have. Oh, how I would love to hear your voice one last time.
Jialiang! 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 Jialiang!
Dad, are you awake?
Jiangli, are you? Didn't I... Huh? What are these?
How does it feel to come back to life?
Do you feel strange or different in any way? If so, could you describe it to me in detail?
Dr. Baishu, I thought that I was going to...
Die? You did indeed. As things stand now, you're more akin to a zombie than a human.
I'm a zombie?
That's right. Before we set off, I asked Chi-Chi to prepare an elixir of immortality. With its help, you have been suspended in the space between life and death. Of course, this is but a crude imitation of an Adeptus art. I don't expect it to extend your life indefinitely. Whether it will keep you alive for a few days, a few months, or a few years, I'm as interested as you to find out. But, however long you have left, I believe it should be more than sufficient time for you to say your final goodbyes before departing the world in peace. I hope that Director Hu finds this arrangement to be a satisfactory one.
An elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh. Leave it to you to work on something like that behind my back.
It's a work in progress that hardly lives up to its name, and it would have had no effect were it not for Jialiang's iron will. In the end, I am merely a doctor. I understand very little of the great principles governing life and death and the perpetual cycle of yin and yang. All I know is that if I'm presented with a life that deserves to be saved, I will do everything in my power to save them. And even this would have counted for nothing without Director Hu's assistance. After all, Did you not tell Jia Liang to show us the way before we set off for Qingce village?
Oops. And I'm busted.
Without Director Hu nudging things in the right direction, we may not have found Jiangli in time.
No wonder he didn't mention the elixir back then. I thought he was being frank and transparent with me for once, but apparently not.
Director Hu told me to keep her suggestion a secret, but it seems nothing escapes Dr. Baiju's attention.
Never underestimate a serpent's sense of smell.
All I wanted was to help Jia Liang find his missing wife as soon as possible, so that he could be on his way to the afterlife without any unfulfilled wishes making the journey more difficult than it needs to be. Leave it to Boo Boo Pharmacy to snatch the perfect opportunity right out of my hands at the last hurdle. Never mind. I'll just have to put it down in the books as a deferred consideration. One Chi-Chi was enough of a conundrum. The last thing I need's another one. If I'd known this was coming, I'd have whisked him off to the Wangsheng funeral parlor the moment I found him.
You stay away from my dad! When I grow up, I'm gonna become an even better doctor than Mom and Baiju, and cure Dad for good!
Oh, is that right? Well, you wouldn't be the first person who's tried to put Wangsheng funeral parlor out of business. If you're serious about it, you'll have your work cut out for you. Traveler, Paimon, I'll catch you all another time.
Is she finally gone? All's well that ends well. If you ask Paimon, we should probably do something to celebrate this hard-earned family reunion. At times like this, a grand celebratory feast is in order.
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago when I last talked with Zhongli and Ayu around the dinner table.
Yay! Paimon can't wait! Alright, first things first, off to the market for some fresh ingredients. Let's go!
Wait up! I'll come too!
Baiju, thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Don't mention it, Jiangli. I was just doing my duty.
Just your duty, huh? Baiju, Changshang, would you mind if we took this conversation outside?
Now that you are part zombie, there are some rules that you need to know.
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
First, don't forget to stretch your body regularly. Second, don't forget to...
Yes? Go on. Don't forget to...
I forgot.
I gotta say, that was hilarious. As usual with the trial characters, it's all noblesse oblige. And it only gives me a general idea of where all that power goes. Balance of crit rate and crit damage. No Dendro bonus. Interesting. Oh well.
Time flies. It's been so long since we bade each other farewell in Chenyu Vale. Changshang, you're the same as ever. You haven't changed one bit.
You, on the other hand, have changed a lot.
You're right. My younger self would have never imagined that things would one day turn out this way. Or that you'd turn out this way, Baizhu. I've taken a look at your elixir of immortality. It's not altogether dissimilar from the poison I concocted in terms of the way it functions.
I have to say, Jiangli, it was a stroke of genius to use poison to maintain life. I hope you're not too upset at me for copying your methods.
No, not at all. With your intellect, even if you'd never seen my poison, I believe you would have eventually arrived at the same approach. But I'm still impressed by how quickly you managed to gain such a thorough understanding of it. Jialiang's still only been in your care for a few days. Not just that, you even managed to improve upon the original formula. That cannot be explained by intellect alone. Baizhu, be honest with me. Did you try out some of the poison on yourself?
Huh. Told you the truth would surface sooner or later.
Life force isn't the only thing that Changshang's contract lets you transfer between bodies, is it?
Nothing gets past you, Jiangli. You are correct. Besides life force, Changsheng's secret art also allows for the transfer of toxins and diseases. When I treated Jia Liang for the second time, I transferred some of the poison from his body into my own. Not only did this allow me to alleviate the burden on him, but it also gave me an opportunity to study its properties. There is no need to worry about any long-term consequences to my health, however. Now that the source has been destroyed, any remaining poison in me will have already dissipated.
But you took such a huge risk. If we hadn't destroyed the god's remains back there, then even you might have... What am I saying? I'm in no position to criticize you for this. The reason I left our master and went into hiding all those years ago was that he was getting old. And I didn't want him using up any more of his own life force to treat my husband. But in the end, how were my methods any different? I risked one life to save another. And then you tried the poison on yourself too. It looks like both of us have ended up going the same way as our master before us. Are all disciples of Chenyu Vale destined to turn out this way? To live a short life, haven't given away our own for the sake of others? To fight relentlessly against the natural course of life and death, whatever the cost? Maybe our fate is sealed the moment we decide to study medicine.
We are doctors, Jiangli. We ought never say that anyone's fate is sealed.
Baizhu, I can tell that, over the years, you've used the contract with Changshang to transfer many diseases and toxins to yourself. There are so many that some of them I don't even recognize. Can you still stop before it's too late?
I think you know the answer, Jiangli. Every one of us from Chenyu Vale believes in the same thing.
Hey, food's ready!
Mom, come and join us! The Traveler taught me a load of new recipes, and said even Dad'll be able to taste them. Come and try them out!
Yes, darling. Mom will be there in just a second. Hey, slow down. Baizhu, I know I won't be able to convince you, but please don't forget that if one day you're not around anymore, Chi-Chi, Gui, and all the friends who have grown fond of you. They will all miss you dearly.
There's no need to worry, Jiangli. I know what I'm doing.
I can only hope so.
Baju, what did Jiang Li mean by not around anymore? Are you gonna be okay? Every single mortal I've ever contracted with, including Baiju and Jiang Li's master, has passed away at a young age. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said that the contract with you helps people live longer.
It is a very long story.
Long ago, when plagues ravaged the land, one doctor made a pledge to rid the world of pain and suffering. But even the most ingenious mortal medicine could not stay the tide of disease. And after working tirelessly for many years, even his dearest loved ones fell sick and bade their final farewell. Legends told of an herb lord in Chenyu Vale who could cure any illness known to mankind. The doctor sought the herb lord, but found only a white snake, its breathing weak and its power all but spent.
Sign this contract and let our lives be joined. Then I will impart to you the secret art of healing. But be warned, this art will harm your own health.
With means beyond human ken, the doctor could now reverse the process of death. And yet, the time still came to say goodbye. Only now, the one departing was the doctor, his life force spent. His final act in life was to pass on the contract to his final patient, his favorite disciple. The disciple chose to dedicate their life to saving the lives of others. And generation upon generation followed in these footsteps. Since I inherited this contract, I've always respected the path taken by my predecessors, and followed it myself unquestioningly. That is until I tried to use the art to save my own disciple's beloved. She begged me not to use up my own life force. She said that this art is a poison chalice, an evil and unnatural practice. She did not wish to sacrifice one life for the sake of another, when both were lives she treasured. Only then did it occur to me. Did I not suffer when my master passed away, just as patients' families do at their loved one's deathbed? Are not the lives cut short by this contract just as worthy of saving as any patients? What is this contract to us? Medicine or poison? Alas, I no longer have enough time left to find the answer. I entrust to your care both Changsheng and this final question. May you find a remedy for this conundrum, which has ailed us so.
Time and again, no matter how much I try to warn them or balance their chi, I can never save them. And you? What's your answer?
If I abandoned the contract and left you without a host, what would happen?
I suppose I'd spend my final moments taking a nice nap on Mount Yaojun. Then I'd be reunited with my old friends and your predecessors.
Then it's decided. If there's a life in front of me that deserves to be saved, why shouldn't I do everything within my power to save it?
Once again, it's the same answer. So be it. Close your eyes. Who knows how many more people will take on this contract?
None. This contract will end with me.
My contract has strict requirements on the host's natural temperament. All my hosts have been most pure of heart.
But when one with an altruistic nature gains access to this art, they are more seduced than the average person by the miracle of overturning the laws of life and death. Though they know better than anyone else the fate that awaits them, when faced with the sorrows of humanity and the pain of losing their nearest and dearest, they cannot help but reach beyond human means. They are like moths that throw themselves into the flame, seeking a glimmer of hope in a dark world filled with pain and suffering.
So, Baiju, does that mean...
I suppose that would make me a moth that yearns for the light, but doesn't want to be burned to a crisp. Changsheng's art can transfer pain and suffering between people, but it cannot reduce the total amount of pain in the world. It's just like we witnessed. Either Jia Liang feared for Jiang Li's life, or Jiang Li grieved over Jia Liang's sacrifice. I have nothing but the utmost respect for my predecessors, who sacrificed their lives for their principles. But I do not wish to join their ranks, nor do I wish to pass on this contract to anyone else in the future.
Huh? But didn't you already transfer a ton of diseases onto yourself?
What makes a poison, poison? And what makes a disease, a disease? When it comes down to it, are not both mechanisms that affect the operations of the human body? If disease is defined as deviation from normal functioning, then who knows? Perhaps the true elixir of immortality could in fact be a kind of poison. Many may view the notion of searching for immortality in poisons and illnesses as a flagrant violation of the natural order. But to me, it is no different from the way our ancestors tested the medicinal qualities of herbs by sampling each and every one. I don't want those who come after me to lose their lives to this contract. Nor do I wish for Changsheng to perish from losing her host. This leaves only one solution, doesn't it? Precisely. I will be Changsheng's final host, and the tradition of passing down the contract will end with me.
Even the gods of old struggle to achieve true immortality. First you want to save others, then you want to save yourself. Now you even want to save me. You're getting greedy, Baiju.
But isn't wanting to have it all what makes us human? For a selfish moth like me, who's afraid of the flame yet yearns for the light, the only path forward is up towards the moon.
Huh. For once, Paimon just does not know what to say.
Dr. Baiju, Traveler, what are you still chatting about? The food's about to get cold.
We also have coconut milk for Changsheng and Paimon.
Okay, fine. Let's go grab some food. Paimon has a bunch of burning questions, but they can wait till after we've eaten. I do envy Paimon sometimes. Eating her fill is enough to satisfy her body and mind.
True. And yet, although we call them simple pleasures, are such things as these not precisely why we mortals cling desperately to the life we have?
Another story quest in the bag, and boy, what a story it was. But now that I think about it, the mountain that was mentioned in the story, is it actually here on the map right now? No, I don't think it is. So Liyue still isn't complete yet, if we're going off of that. We still have the Stormbearer Mountains to go through around here. And whatever connects Chenyu Vale to Stormterror's lair. And then we still have this massive blank chunk going around Inazuma and along the southern reaches of known Liyue and Sumeru. Gotta say, this is something else. When you're playing through a story quest, a single name drop can make you question the unknown boundaries of the map. And I'm looking forward to seeing how those spots fill in. But we are out of time. Thank you so much to everyone who came to watch this stream today, and those who come to watch the playback later. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you will be notified of the next Genshin Impact stream, which will be moving on into version 4.5 in just 3 days. 3 days and 6 hours, maybe 5 hours. I'll be honest with you, I can't really remember because all I know is daylight savings time kicks in tomorrow. So everything's gonna get messed up in that regard. Yeah. Oh, in addition, I did add a new poll in the for a community post recently, asking if you guys would be interested in seeing my Stardew Valley farm. 4 votes, all of them yes. So I'll be getting into that as well. And stay tuned tomorrow because I am going to be continuing the TTYD for life streams, but also looking out for any actual announcements Nintendo may have for Mario Day. I hope to see you there. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.